So I'm still thinking about the Maheshwara Sutra, but I'm trying to see what the purpose it serves. And I mean, as opposed to the regular, swarat and some consonant and vowels, the regular one. So I'm trying to see what is the actual purpose itself, because you have all this from Ayahon all the way to R. So
yes,
how does this start fitting in?
Can I explain?
The same. Yes, sure,
okay.
Yes.
Okay, maybe I can say something and then you correct me if I'm wrong. So
Okay.
what Panini is doing with this arrangement of letters is he arranges them in such a way that you can make sets of them, which will be useful for the rules, without making sets of letters which are useful to the rules. Then each time you have to talk about only one letter. He is instead talking about groups of letters, the vowels, the pure vowels, the semi-vowels, the mahaprans, the alpaprans, the ghosh, aghosh, the soft and hard consonants, the sibilants, different groups of there are different groups. So to make those groups, like we have a set theory, a Venn diagram, there's one group within another group within another group.
Yes.
Yeah. So he makes these groups called pratyaharas of letters.
Yes.
And so he has to write in this way in order to make those groups.
Yes.
And that makes it easy to remember the group instead of saying all consonants, you simply say hal. Instead of saying all vowels, you simply say ach. Instead of saying all pure vowels, you say ak. You say ak, then you say ach, then you say hal, and you get it's just terminology, that's all. He sets up the terminology that he's going to use for the whole system.
Yes, that's all. Clear. Is that clear, Ishwar Prabhu?
Yeah, that's clear.
Yes. So it's just like you have so many consonants and vowels spread out. You just take different cartons, and then just put those, few characters. Those characters you select in such a way that they have a similar attributes. Only such things he has taken it, because the rule will be applied only for something which is very close to certain qualities. Some characters possess few qualities, and then those things will be, separated. They'll be put in a box, and that box will be called as a name for that. That will be a pratyahara. That's all. So Panini will individually take the box rather than taking a characters one by one. He'll just take the box and he'll apply a rule. That's all. That's it.
Okay, another question is that when those groups are all made, where do you actually have to be applying those rules in terms of?
Everywhere. Exactly. Sentence formation, you will be needing it. Yes. See, for example, say you will say this, Ramaha patati. Ramaha patati. This is a sentence. What it says, Rama reads.
Of course. Yeah, reads.
To tell you here, minimum, to frame this sentence, minimum, maybe around 25 rules have been applied. Minimum. Right? Ramaha. Yes. Ramaha is in the subject mode. Okay? Subject. So that is the first case. And to do that, you will take Rama as a root word. And then the suffix that comes out will be su. In this su, there is Anunasika. We will see that. I have not come to that. There is something called as this moon will be there. So this moon, whatever the vowels that is carrying this moon. So if you split up, it will be like this. Sa and U with a Chandra on the top, the moon. So this is called as Anunasika. So there is a rule here. First rule applies, which says this U will become It. Any vowel that possesses a moon on top will become a it. So it becomes lopa. When it gets lopa, so that Rama will have only sa as the suffix. So this will become Ramas. After it becomes Ramas, there is another rule applying here, Sasajishoruhu. Okay. Before this, to make this Rama also, it is coming from the, the word root Ramu. Ramu Kridayam Dhatu. It is. From Ramu, after certain 4-5 rules, you will end up getting Rama word. And after this, you are applying further rules. So there will be a rule called Sasajashoruhu, where that this Sa will turn to Ru, and then this Ru will turn to Ra, and then finally this Ra. So here one more rule comes, third, and then this fourth rule. And finally with the fifth rule, Karavasanyo Visarjaniyaha, it will become Ramaha. Okay. So here 5 rules are there, and here you get 5 rules, and then this Patati you get from a verbal root called Pat. Patham it is, Patha Dhatu, Patha. And from Patha, this is also Anunasika, like this. The half moon form here is there on top of this vowel. That gets Lopa, and then Pat comes, and with Pat you apply another 15 rules for this, and finally you get the word called Patati. Now Ramaha Patati, you form a sentence. If you decompose everything, just this sentence Ramaha Patati, if you decompose it, there are rules that are there. One step by step, you can just put it down. This is a very simple thing. No, most of the rules are common for everything. Ramaha Patati is done. Now Krishnaha Patati. Krishnaha Patati will also have the same set of rules. No much change in that. Yeah. Yes. Pat and thing. Yes. Pat and thing. Thing will be the suffix. With that thing, it will be. This will be Pratama Purusha Ekavachana. That will be.
I just hope I don't have to memorize all those rules.
As time progresses, Prabhu, it will become very easy for you. In the initial stage, it will be like this. We have sometimes the air block in the ear, right? Until that time, we'll feel so much pressurized and so much of suffocation. You don't know, but when it will get released. At the moment it gets released, you feel so comfortable. Vyakarna is like that. I started to understand this Vyakarna after I finished maybe 3 or 4 months. Until then, I had the same problem. It was just a pressure for me. I was just like a pressure cooker. In the initial days, especially when I started reading, I used to spend almost 8 hours of studies in this, just to understand them again and again. I never get anything initial days. It's like this. Vyakarana is always like that. But as time progresses, everything will become very clear for you. And there won't be any problem. Later on, you don't need my help also. You can just read the book and you'll be able to understand the formulas. It becomes very clear. See, I finished once Laghu Siddhanta Kaumudi. The second time, the teacher is teaching there in the temple. And then I'm just there. But by reading, I can understand. I don't need his explanation. It has become so easy. Although at the first time, I was able to grasp only 20 or 25%, the maximum. Now I'm able to grasp much better. So the important thing to understand here is stay connected. That's it. Only that is what is required. Stay connected. Every day,
not to give up. Not to
exactly.
give up.
Not to give up. That's all. Yes, that's all. What happens with generally the devotees, what they do is they take up this, but then they feel, in the initial, stage, it is so much to grasp and so much to learn. It becomes very difficult. So let us not proceed. It's just waste of time. They just give up that. And then they go and spread false rumors. Sanskrit is useless. Sanskrit is waste. All such rumors they spread because they are not able to do it. But it's very easy because ultimately Krishna has done it for us. So it's only for us. It's
but there
easy.
are some people who say that because Sanskrit grammar is so tedious, you just stick to the Sambhashana aspect, and then just be able to speak Sanskrit, read it, and then You don't need grammar to be able to read the scriptures. If you just stick to the Sambhashana conversation.
Yes. Sambhashana is not a separate section from this. When you know this, the rules, when you understand the rules, Sambhashana will automatically flow in your mouth. We are catching the root.
I remember one time in California, I was doing insurance to do insurance test so that I can get my insurance license. So you go to only 2-day class, and in that class, they teach you only the answers, not the question. They teach you only the answers. So you learn only the answer. So you may go for the test, you only do for the answer, and you just that's it. And then you pass the test. So you pass the test. You don't have to go this
everywhere. It's like this. Yes. Because the whole teaching process has become like this nowadays. Even in India, the college kids, because they have to clear a particular exam, they only teach the answer, and then with that answer, they will take to questions. What are the different kinds of questions that can come for that particular answer? That's all. It's very easy. They just learn
during
the answer.
Exam, you look only for the answer during the exam. You just click it. Just look for the exam.
That's all.
And then you pass the test.
Yeah.
So I was saying that because the Sanskrit is so, especially the language is so tough. All these 4,000 rules.
Yes, it's just rules. It's just logic. It's just rule. That's all. And it's natural. What I can say is the Prabhus can understand the logic much better than Matajis. So the Prabhus can easily understand all this logic. Yeah, because the brain is built like that. Sanskrit is specially meant for the Purusha. Specially meant for that.
So now, so those who only study the Sambhashana, and they didn't study the Prakaranam. So they need able to understand the scriptures just like anybody else studied, or they're not able to understand fully the scriptures.
So, sorry,
I said those who learn only
saying,
the Sambhashana.
Yeah, he's saying if you learn conversational Sanskrit, you can't understand the scriptures because the scriptures are written in very terse Sanskrit, very tough Sanskrit. If you read Vedanta Deshika, it's very tough. It's not easy Sanskrit like hello, how are you, what's your name?
Yes.
Konamasi. It's not like this. It's very tough.
Yes. It's very tough.
Which means Vyakarana is very essential.
It's highly essential, bro. Highly essential.
But there are two methods, right? Two methods. So you have the Western method, which is they teach the same way they teach other languages, and then you have the Paninian method, which goes deeply into the meaning and to step by step. So, for instance, like you were saying with the Subanta with a noun is going to have 3 times 8 endings. It's going to have 24 endings that you put onto it. Suptigantam padam. Yeah. So to make the padam, to make the word, you have to add sup and ting. I mean, not sup, but suajas, amasas. You have to add these endings. Yes. Right. So the thing is, either you learn those endings and a few rules to make them, which you can put on any root word and make any word, or you have to learn every single different type of noun off by heart. You have to learn Rama Sabda. You have to learn Vishnu Shabda, Hari Shabda, Lata Shabda. You have to learn all the different Shabdas. So if you do it that way, it's a lot more memorization, actually.
Yes.
You are learning.
Which is not recommended for our age. Because the kids can do that at a very young age. 7, 8 years, 9 years, their brain is very fertile. They can just memorize. They can go on memorizing. But at our stage, logically, we are more powerful. The kids cannot understand grammar. That's why Ashtadhyayi, it is given at the age of 8 for the kids. They just ask them to memorize. By the age of 12 or 14 or 15, they have the whole lot of vocabulary in their brain. They have the whole sutras memorized. Now they will start the grammar for them. And it's just like that. It just comes out. any word that they see, they don't see the word. They'll see what are the rules that is applied there. It will be so wonderful. And when at that stage, when you reach the stage, you'll feel so much of happiness. Literally speaking, in the whole part of the day, when I sit with my teacher and when I read the Vyakarana, that gives me so much of pleasure internally. Because when I see the beauty of how the formation the words have done, what are the rules that I've applied, how certain things are negated and how certain things come in replacement of that. When you understand this, it is so beautiful. Yes. That will definitely happen for all of us. Just that we stick on to this. That's all. Just a matter of few more months. You see, everything will be clear for you. That's it. Yes. So as Keshav Prabhu said, the other way of doing is very tedious. It will go for years and years and years. But this way, Panini way is, you only have 2000 dhatu. Only the verbal roots are 2000. Just even in that 2000, the Laghu Siddhanta Kaumudi gives only 200. If you read only the 200 dhatu and their meaning, it's sufficient. Most of the Sambhashana will be there with you. That's all.
Okay.
Is that okay, Prabhu? Can we go for that?
Yeah, that's okay. We can continue.
Yes, Ishwar Prabhu, it's up to you. What you want me to do? What should I do?
But you can continue from yesterday.
Yeah, I had one question though, because he doesn't, Panini doesn't include in Maheshwara Sutras, he doesn't include Anushwara and Visarga. But because they are created from other rules. So he doesn't need to include them. And Anushwara is a pure nasal. So it represents all the nasals, different nasals.
Yes. Yes.
And Visarga, yeah.
Yes. Especially this ma and na. This is what will become Anuswara later. We'll have
like for myself, different pronunciation is quite difficult for me, especially. To me, like just like a nama nona nam, it's like to me all names are the same. But like different words.
There is a difference actually. This is na.
For me,
yes, the ucharana for this kha kha. Yeah, we say kha kha. They're all generated from kanta. So the same way, kha kha gha gha, at the same place where you are pronouncing this, the nga will also come like that. Kha kha, no changes in the mouth. The same way how you are saying kha kha gha gha nga, the nga will come from both the places, mouth and nose, both as well. Nga it will be. Yeah. And when you say cha cha ja ja nya, it will also come like this.
Maybe you can show him that section. Aku Havisajini and Amkanta.
Yes. Yeah, I'll show you this picture. That will be more. So this is how it is. So our whole picture. So if you see this.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is the place where you will have this nga generated. Nga will come out from this kanta. Yes. And then here talu, it will be nya. Nya will generate from this. And in this murdha, you will have na. Okay? Na. And then here in the oshtau, you will have ma. And in the teeth, you will have na. You can see that without the lips coming in contact with each other, you will never be able to say ma. Impossible. If you hold it separate, you cannot say this. Yeah. You may try, you can't. You can't. You keep your mouth, open like this, wide open, and you can't say ma. It's impossible. So you need the help of these two lips to generate this sound. Pa, pa, bha, bha, ma. Oo also need it, because if you don't make the lips like this, you cannot say oo. Not possible. Yeah. Similarly, all this murdha, all this is where the generation of all this consonants will be. This will be cha cha ja ja nya, all the second line, and here it will be ta tha da dha na, all this. Then here it is kha kha gha gha nga. And then here this will be tha tha dha dha na, all this. And there are also other things like also will come here. Even the vowels will also take part in all this. And then there are few vowels, a, I, and o, au, and v. The v consonant, they all take to two places. Yeah. Kanta talu, they'll have two places. Suppose you have this a and I. This will take up this kanta and talu.
And I wish I could be someone like Kalidas, who just by spending time in meditation for a few days to the Devi, and he came out as a big poet. Came out as a big poet in the Kalidas. I think Jade was also like that. Just by praying to the goddess, to Devi, they came out as a big poet, is it? So they didn't go through this grammatical, this academic school and stuff. You get my point?
It's Navratri. You can pray to the goddess for the Saraswati Puja tomorrow. Well, today, actually, in your case, it's Saraswati Puja. I think he's back. Okay.
Okay.
You are muted, Mahesh Prabhu. You're muted.
I think I lost the signal. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
So this is how, Prabhu, we will be generating all these characters from these different places. When you are very conscious about how you are pronouncing this, naturally, you will generate from there. When you can pronounce kha kha gha gha, then nga will also come from the same place. Nga. So you can see that we will be dealing with that after maybe few classes. It will be akuha visarjaniyanam kantaha, ichuyashanam talo, ruturashanam murdha, rutulasanam dhanta, upupadmaniyanam oshtau, all this, nyamagananam nasika, then jihva mulasya jihva mulam, it will be like that. We will see that everything. You have to and wherever you are bringing a replacement, suppose x need to be replaced from a set of characters, say A, B, C, D. You have a set of characters and X needs to be replaced. You will see whether their sthana is matching or not. Only then you will replace. If A is matching with this, yes, then you will bring A. All the things will not be brought in for the substitution. So this will ultimately be useful for that, where you bring a substitution of a particular characters. Is it clear?
Yes, yeah, anyways, it's clear.
Yeah. Okay, so what you want me to do, Ishwar Prabhu?
Well, can I continue from yesterday?
Okay.
Do you still have time?
Yes, I have time. Today we don't have the other class. I can go for another half an hour. Is that okay for you? If you don't have any other engagement? Yes, Keshav Prabhu is okay. How about Ishwar Prabhu? You have any other engagement today?
Well, I'm always having engagement. We can go for at least 20 to 25 minutes.
Okay, so 15 minutes we'll proceed. Okay?
Okay.
Yeah. So yesterday I was talking about this. So this is something which is still not understood. Sutreshu adrishtapadam sutrantara tanuvartaniyam sarvatra. Okay. I'll explain it with a better example. So it will be easy.
Sutras. Okay, sutrantara. Okay. Sarvatra. Sutrantara.
Yes. So we will take up some examples, right? Like cooking, say anything like rasgulla or something. Sorry. Okay. The subject will be cooking, say rasgulla. This is the subject. Okay. Let us see. So what under this, what it will be? Rasgulla is a sweet. The first thing. It's a sweet. Something like that. Okay, you have the knowledge that it's sweet, and then you have to do list. What you do is you get milk, heat the milk. After heating the milk, you turn it into paneer. You turn it into paneer. After turning it into paneer, then you prepare a ball of those paneer, and then boil it. Boil it in water. Okay, until it gets cooked. Then finally you add it in the sugar syrup. Okay, these are the set of things. So the subject of discussion is to cook a rasgulla, right? That's the subject of discussion. Now, if I prepare paneer. So if I ask Ishwar Prabhu, prepare paneer, will you be able to understand? No. Yeah, you may understand. Yes, okay, you are asking me to prepare paneer. But then you will have a lot of questions. Why to prepare paneer? What is the goal? How much quantity you want? All such things will come up. All these questions will come. That is what the sutras will tell you. Sutra, when it says halantyam, it will only tell this. It will only tell you prepare paneer. That's all. You don't have any idea what has to be, how much, where this has to be applied, what is the rule behind this, why this is brought here. All these questions will come up in your head. So, but then
so with halantyam, you don't really know what you don't know what is the purpose.
Yes, you will never know. That's why it has to be connected to the topic. What is the topic? The paneer is being prepared in order to prepare this sweet called rasgulla. And why you are preparing this? Because you have to cook this rasgulla. Okay, the topic will be connected. Now, when I take this paneer, prepare paneer, then when I say we need to cook rasgulla, okay, we need to cook the rasgulla, and for which we need paneer. And so prepare it. When I say this, now Ishwara Prabhu, it's very clear for you. Done. It's very clear that you understand the whole thing very clearly. That's what you'll be doing. Halantyam will be just told. But then after this, you will be adding so many things. You know what you'll be adding? You will be adding this. Upadeshe, antima hal. That is hal. Halantyam will be changed in the sense the same will be given as a more clear picture. Will tell antima. Sorry. Will tell antima hal it syat. That's all. The same like this statement you are making it here. Upadeshe antima hal it syat. Now it is very clear. In Upadesha, in the subject of discussion of Upadesha, wherever the Upadesha comes, there the ending consonant will be called as it. Now, how did you get to know this? Because you are adding up all this, whatever the subtopic, the main topic under which you are doing this particular activity, you are just taking it and then you are making it. That's how sutra becomes very clear. So similarly, if you see in the Ashtadhyayi, I'll just show you that immediately. Just a second. So I'll make it more clear. Just one second. If you see this Halantyam Sutra here, Halantyam Sutra is 133, the number here, 133. If you go to this one, we'll go to the third chapter, the second chapter, and this is the third chapter. Yes. You see this? See, Samjya Prakaranam is the heading. Okay. And when you come down here, in this, see, in this Samjya Prakaranam, this whole subject is there, starting with here. Upadeshe ach anunasika it. See, starting with this. 132. Upadeshe it. You see, they have separated it out like this. And they have given the number 8. Okay. What it means is, starting from here, 1, 2. Na vibhakto tusma adiri tu davaha sha pratyayasya chutu lashakva tadite. Until here. Until this 8. The whole thing is a subject of it prakaranam. It will talk about it. How you make a it. So, presently we are only discussing about this, halantyam. But before that, if you see Upadeshe again, in Upadesha, ach anunasika it. So, yesterday, Keshav Prabhu, you had this doubt. Why this la, in the land we had this a gets lopa. Why that a is made it? So, that is this sutra which talks about. That a anunasika, a with the anunasika, that is Chandrama, this will also become it. And when it becomes it, it becomes a lopa. So that's why ra and la, to make this pratyahara, he had called it as ra pratyahara, where this is become it. Now when you get into the next section, after you finish this sandhi prakaranam, when you go to the next section where pratyayas or suffixes will be used, at that place you will be using this na vibhakto tusma chutu lashakva tadite. These 3 sutras will be used to call for it Samjya prakaranam. And adiri tu davaha shaha pratyayasya. These 2 will be used during the dhatu. When the dhatu is, or the verbal things, verb roots, how do you decline the forms? There you will be using this. So the entire thing is it Samjya prakaranam. Now, when you are reading halantyam in connection with this, this is the connection. This is the anuvartanam. Anuvartanam means this everywhere you have to put. This everywhere you have to put this. See, this is what adrishta padam they are saying. In the sutra, what is adrishta padam is this. Upadeshe it is not seen. Supposed to be there. Every time Panini, if he adds up Upadeshe halantyam it, Upadeshe, then he'll go to this Upadeshe na vibhakto tusma it, Upadeshe adiritu davaha it, Upadeshe saha pratyasya it. If he keeps on doing this, sutras, then the characters that is being used in the sutra will just multiply like anything, and that is not the sign of a very good grammarian. Grammarian have to compress even a single character. It is told that even a single character, if he can reduce compared to the previous grammarians, he'll get the pleasure of having a baby in his home. That much pleasure he'll get. And that's what they used to say this. So everywhere you cannot add this, but the understanding is that Upadeshe it is the main subject. Okay, the main subject will be it, preparation of it or making of it, and in that the subheading will be Upadeshe it. So this is what in the sutra you don't see these words Upadeshe and it, but these Upadeshe and it, which are adrishta padam, sutra antarat. When the sutra is brought in, you bring in between them, and anuvartaniyam. You follow that same thing, same procedure until their prakaranam gets over. So this 8 number indicates starting with from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, 8. I think tasya lopa would also join this. Yes, because this is it, right? For the it. Yeah. So total 8. So 8 sutras are there starting with this. Okay, tasya lopa. And tasya lopa for what? For it. So whatever the it is there, that lopa will happen for that. Okay. Is it clear? Ishwar Prabhu and Keshav Prabhu? It's clear?
Yeah, no, it's clear for me.
Okay. How about Ishwar Prabhu?
Well, it's kind of slowly.
Okay.
I have to process it.
Okay. And then if you see this, there is this Adi. This is also Anuvartanam. And now Adi will run from here until 8 more sutras, starting with this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It will go until this. Something like that. So all this mean that Pratyayasya will go from here, Shaha to until 8. So this is how the procedure goes. So these are all called as Adrishtapadam.
When you see the small on the right hand side, when you see the smaller text, slightly smaller, it means that should be included also in each and every sutra for the next 8, or for the next 4, or for the next how many, and that is included. But Panini leaves it out. You have to include it in understanding.
Yes.
To understand it.
Yes. Suppose you see this. There is 29. This akarmaka. This will run down 29 sutras. So that means you cannot use this rule outside this. You cannot use this. This is not valid. So only here the understanding will be developed based on this. This should be the subject of discussion, and there these rules will be applied. That's what I told. Upadesha, only in Upadesha that rule will be applied. Starting from here until this Tasya Lopa. You cannot take this Halantyam and apply somewhere else here. That's not valid. Okay, is that clear? Yeah. Okay, so that's what here it talks about Upadeshe here. Sutreshu, in the sutra, Adrishtapadam. Adrishtapadam is like what we discussed in that example, right, of preparing the Rasgulla. It's just prepare paneer is the sutra. But then Adrishtam is what you are not seen as, we need to prepare the Rasgulla, for devotees, all such things. They are all Adrishtapadam. So until that Adrishtapadam is not put in the sutra, you will never be able to understand. That's what they are saying. Sutreshu Adrishtapadam, Sutra Antarat, Anuvartaniyam. Anuvartaniyam means you just apply it or follow that. Anuvartaniyam Sarvatra. You have to do Anuvartana. You have to bring it and use it then. Sarvatra means everywhere. Everywhere means all throughout the Panini text. You'll have to use this. That is how you will be able to understand the sutra clearly. Otherwise, Halantyam, if you take it, you cannot understand as it is. You'll have to add all these kind of adjectives to that so that it becomes very clear.
So in Astadhyayi that you have that they showed, it shows the Adrishtapadam. It shows Adrishtapadam. But here, instead of showing the Adrishtapadam, there's a commentary, the Vartika, and you read it in the Vartika. That's all.
Yes.
That's the only difference between this and the other.
Yes. Because this is not written by Panini. So this is written by Varadarajacharya, and so he has given a wonderful explanation for that, so that we don't have to every time refer the Panini Sutra. And there are many things which he adds also. Examples are given to make things very clear as we proceed further. With the examples, he will write. Ashtadhyayi, the flow is section by section by section, he will just discuss. But here, it is the flow is for Rupa Siddhi. You take a word, that's why the numbers are jumbled up. You have 133, and then you will go for 1, 1, 30, 60, and then you go for 1, 3, 9. So it just jumbled up everywhere. Why? Because the aim is...
So those numbers,
yes.
So those numbers, are they indicate the rules number? Is that the rules?
Yes, the rule number. You see this? 133 is Halantyam. See this, 133 is Halantyam here. And Tasya Lopa is 139, so this is 139. The same numbers. The numbers that are given there is the number. So Ashtadhyayi means 8 chapters. How we have Bhagavatam, we have canto, chapters, and the verse number. Similarly here, we have Adhyaya, the chapter, first chapter, and there will be 4 padas in each chapter. So this will be 3rd pada now. Prathama Adhyaya, 3rd pada, Tritiya pada. First chapter, 3rd section, and then the shloka, the sutra is 9th. 9th sutra. That is Tasya Lopa. Halantyam will be 133. That is Halantyam. That will be first chapter, 3rd section, and the 3rd sutra is Halantyam. Something like that. So every chapter will have 4 sections in it. Yeah. So after this, then we'll go for this.
So in Laghu Siddhanta, the point is that in Laghu Siddhanta Kaumudi for Ishwara, in Laghu Siddhanta Kaumudi, all the rules are mixed up. The numbers are not sequential because he is teaching according to certain topics, certain subjects, certain issues. But in Panini is not doing that. He is just pulling all the rules one after another in logical order, not in the order of the adhikarana or the topic. Here it's grouped according to the topic of how to make a noun, how to make a verb, how to make a etc. Am I right?
Yes, exactly.
Okay, certainly.
Yeah.
Certainly.
This will be very much clear, when you go to this Rama, Ajanta Pullinga section, where you will be deriving all the declension of Rama Shabda. All the rules are scattered here and there. Everywhere the rules are brought up so that you achieve the Rama Shabda finally. The rule will be made for that. Ishwar Prabhu, I think it's 12:45. Should I stop here? Should I end here?
Yeah, you can stop. Okay.
Yes. Okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Yeah. So tomorrow we can proceed further. Thank you. Thank you, Prabhu. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhyascha patitanam bhavane. So we'll meet tomorrow. Same. Thank you. Hare Krishna.